Welcome back to WagerTalk TV. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with Teddy Covers. You can follow him on Twitter at Teddy_Covers, and Dave Koken at Dave Koken. Guys, we're going to switch to the NFL. We got the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as far as the Lions go, you've got the ultimate letdown spot coming off that Sunday night game. Matt Patricia, old team, gets to beat Belichick, national TV. Team is sky high. They're ripe for a letdown, but they're playing a team that can you actually get behind that doesn't have an offense, the Dallas Cowboys. Dave, I'll start with you.
I'll give you a little flip side to the letdown. This is an old angle, and it does work in various sports. It works more in basketball and baseball where it's one game after another. But first win under the new coach can be a momentum builder, and they go off on a little streak. So this is the first win under the new coach. Boy, they played well on Monday, and I'm glad they did.
Sunday night.
Sunday, excuse me. I had the Lions in the game, so I was very happy with that result.
Is that the blue that you're wearing
That's
today?
why, that's why I wore kind of Lions colors.
All color coordinated.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Pretty stylish today.
Yeah, Lions colors. There's the silver. Okay,
yeah,
fair
this
enough.
is as close as I
Silly
can get
question.
to silver. But you're right. It is a dangerous spot because it's no longer exciting to go down and face America's team because they suck. Okay, they're not. They have no offense. The Dallas defense is fine, but their offense is really bad. Detroit did look sharp on Monday. It wasn't one of those fluky games where, the Patriots just had an off night or something like that. Detroit dominated that game. They were a much better team, and whether this is something that we'll have to watch as far as New England's concerned down the road. We'll find out a little more about that this Sunday when they host the Dolphins. This to me becomes a difficult game because what you're mentioning at the top here is accurate. What I'm mentioning is accurate. And it's a game I'm kind of looking at and saying, look, if it plays out on paper the way it's supposed to, then the Lions probably win because they have more talent than the Dallas Cowboys at this point. But the flip side of it is you get the Lions who could have a little bit of a letdown. The Cowboys are in a desperate situation now. I mean, we know they're not very good, but they still have to take the approach that, look, our season's on the line here. We're not dead, but we're pretty close to it on life support if we lose this game. So you got to think the Cowboys are going to come out with whatever they've got in the tank. I just don't trust their offense at all right now. Prescott can't make a throw. It's Elliott, and that's it. And the defenses are keying on Elliott now.
Teddy, I had two takeaways from watching last week's games, the Cowboys and the Lions. We talked about several times during the season heading into it that the players for the Lions weren't buying into Matt Patricia. What I saw the way they played for him on Sunday night, now whether it was they were playing for him because he was going against Belichick or they were playing for themselves because it was national TV, either way, I saw that team come together, and that's something, like you said, Dave, moving forward might gel this team. What I also saw from watching the Dallas game is Seattle's got a bad defense. They have a bad defense, and Dallas could not move the football. Jason Garrett is my clubhouse leader right now for first coach being fired. I know it's him and Bill O'Brien running neck and neck.
That Dallas-Houston game in 2 weeks could decide first coach fired. That's a huge game.
They should just set it up before. That's the way they should market the game. Survivor NFL. Coach that loses is gone. You leave the island.
I'm going to watch.
Teddy, tell me what's going on here.
So there's a lot of factors to consider in this ballgame. You talk about the spot for the Lions, and honestly, I'm not that worried about the spot. They were talking about 2 1-2 football teams where it's must win and must win. I don't think that Detroit didn't lose a day because it wasn't a Monday night game, a Sunday night game. So spot-wise, there's a sense of urgency for Dallas coming off the dismal performance in Seattle, but I'm not viewing this as a natural flat spot for a 1-2 Lions team. They just found their mojo. Detroit has the playmakers, Dallas doesn't, period. Okay, when Cole Beasley's your number one wideout, all right, it's going to get ugly. And that's in the modern NFL, in the NFL 2018, when you have Kenny Golladay and Marvin, who's not getting enough love. Galladay's a monster. And Marvin Jones and Golden Tate on the one side. Oh, and Kerryon Johnson, who just ended the Lions streak of no 100-yard rushers for the last 5 years.
Finally found a running back, I think.
Sure, this team has playmakers. Dallas doesn't. And in a quick strike world, where the big play touchdowns make all the difference ATS, I don't want the Cowboys in that situation. I do not trust Dallas to put the biscuit in the basket. This team can't score. You talked about Seattle's defense being no good. Hasn't mattered what defense that the Cowboys have faced. The offensive line isn't right, and they don't have the downfield weapons. So for all the talk about the spot, when it comes into the matchups, I do think the Lions have legitimate edges.
All right, great stuff, guys. Hey, $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk. We do it every week. We take one guy and make his best bet a $2 play. It could be a $25 play, a $30 play. You're getting it for $2. Normally, that only lasts on Tuesday. Talked with Johnny Detroit this morning, and since I'm hosting, we decided to switch it up a little bit. I was the $2 Tuesday handicapper this week. I'm going to let you get that play till Friday for just $2. Friday, midnight, it's off. You can buy it Saturday morning and pay full price. It is my Wise Guy best bet. Check it out. It's available at WagerTalk.com. We'll be back with more here at WagerTalk.